don't know if this is going to stay up, but we'll give it a shot.
blew this tire. I don't think it popped or anything. I don't think it's torn. I either got close to something, you can see it's pretty scuffed there, and it went off the rim, or too much weight. I was in the middle of moving this. I don't know how many tons this thing weighs, but the machine was not liking it very much. So I'm gonna go get my generator and compressor. I'm gonna bring it back out and see if that tire will hold air. If not, looks like I get to buy a new tire. So, oh well, that's how it goes. Okay, well, gonna go. Used to be rolled up properly. Okay, well this thing's off the bead. Don't really have any explosives or dump tanks to blow it back on the bead that way. Sometimes you can do this. Just ratchet it down, kind of smushes it out. If this strap isn't big enough, I've got a bigger one in the truck for it. It's pretty, oh, no focus. It's pretty sealed up on there already. That was the worst spot there. Let's see if the air I have left in that tank will be enough to do it without firing up the generator. We'll see. Yeah, it's a little leaky. I need some Teflon tape. I didn't have enough air. That's okay. Let's change that a little bit. Okay. I've got my little hammer here in case I need to motivate it. That's like 150 psi. That thing's really leaking now. See if that helps. It hurts. Let's put a little work under it. See what happens. See if I can push that giant. That thing is too big. I don't know. I don't know if that's enough. I just saw something that said 60 the front tire. It sounds awful high for a. Well, I'm just used to agriculture, I guess, but I don't know. I'll pull up the manual and see before I just run it with 20. Maybe they're all low. Maybe that's. Maybe they need a little air. I don't want to put too much in here. Just too many sharp rocks everywhere. This whole thing is just bedrock, bedrock, bedrock. So I don't want to puncture a sidewall. If I get some more pressure in there, maybe it'll seal up good. If not, we'll have to take it off, clean the bead up, make sure the tire's not damaged, and then it'll seal. Maybe a new valve stem, but anyway, I'll check the manual. Okay, well, it's after 6 and I've got other things scheduled. Worked out pretty good. There's a lot of rocks there. It took me a little bit to figure out the method. I have to kind of break them free of the bedrock. These parts that are poking up, they're weathered and they're just ready to crack right off smooth. That giant rock that just moved down there, it was just like a clean break before I covered it with dirt. It was just smooth stone underneath, sort of. Well, you can see just bedrock right there. So that's a solid piece. That's going to take the hammer. But I don't know, some of it might rip out with just the bucket there. I won't go too crazy on it. I want to break the teeth off. They've got an unending supply of flagstones, things like that, walkways, retaining walls. This great big one, I could drag it probably somewhere ornamental, like along the driveway. It's going to be a pretty long driveway. This is 3 acres. So it's not like a ranch or anything, but it's pretty big. Most of the lots around here are like 100 by 150. But this one's just, they want that view right there. Well, you can't see it because the sun is in the way now, but they I'll clear those trees out because the house is going to face that way. We'll come down the driveway from the road there, turn, and then come back towards where the machine is going to be the garage on the end of the house. So I'll be looking that way. All those little trees are going to go. But this is going to be the build site along here. It's 48 feet long. Plus the garage is another 30, probably, I guess. So it's going to be quite a wide hole for footings anyway. There is a basement here. Obviously the garage won't have one, but still got to dig footings a bit. So yeah, that's it. That's the end of today. We'll probably come back tomorrow, keep clearing. We'll get probably those trees, the dead ones there. I'll push that stuff out of the way. I've got a mark over here where the corner is going to be. So right there. That's sort of where we chose the I want to say the northeast corner, but it's not actually, because north is actually up that way. So, but the back right corner facing the house, right there. So that's it. Land goes over there into the trees, all the way. Oh, now it's dark. All the way over into, there we go, that far tree line. So these will probably go to homeowner. She doesn't like cedar trees, she said. So we'll take care of them when we're ready to replace them with something nice. We'll leave them up until we've got some good hardwoods to plant. And yeah, it should be good. I've got to make just a couple of little bench seats for the kids' swing set in the back. They're plastic. It's cheap. It's like 400 gauge plastic. It's paper thin. Sits in the sun and gets destroyed by UV. Thankfully nobody got cut on the cracked part or whatever, but I was going to use 2x6. I don't have any here. I've got this piece of 3/4. I set the table saw. This is the only table saw I've got here. And we got cheap miter saw here as well. I'll use that to cut to length. We got to put a new blade in it, but we'll just cut this off and router the edge nice and smooth, and it'll buy some time. It's not treated or painted. I don't know. I'd have to look and see. constant skin contact with today's treated. It might not be safe, so I might have to just stain it or something. But this piece, I'm not going to get stained. It's just temporary. So okay, so I'll just cut this couple of pieces, 2 swings. Helps if you plug it in. Usually. Okay, don't ever reach like that. Set this up here just to change the blade. It's really good not having a workshop here in this state, but that's okay. Just changing the blade. In the JV equipment. Is the stop? The wrist thread. Duh. If you can't tell by looking at it, a super cheap saw from Canuckistan, Great White North. Look at that. Matching original. That's the one that it came with. This could possibly be an upgrade. Can't be worse. I mean, oh, some brands maybe could be, but this one definitely won't be worse. Okay. So, nope. The right size. Okay. This thing back in place. Proper thread direction. Hey. Good enough. Okay, well. This. 2 tools is my maximum for stacking, but I will still use this lawnmower. It's a sweet portable table. So we got 11.5 center on the holes for the chain. I want to give, let's see, we give an inch of meat, I guess, on both sides of that. So 13.5. Alright, let's see how this blade goes. And all also unlock the slide. It's helpful. Felt like it was going to go too far. Yeah, to say that was better is an understatement. The old one, I'm pretty sure would have caught this piece of wood on fire. Try it again. Why not? That's crazy. Replace your blades, guys. How dare you? I will tell you this. I saved a lot of money, probably, by not changing this blade ever. Except for whenever I had to get a different saw. That's not why, though. It wasn't the blade. No, I don't want kids to hurt themselves sitting on there. That's a pretty big sweep. I've got, which one is it? This one here is in it right now. I think that's the smoothest edge that I've got. Let's give that a try. Yeah, I know, router table, right? For the bolts to go through. But I do have a big boy drill. These, let's see if I'm in there. Okay. 996. Yeah, sorry, I'm just tapping the camera right now. Anyway, these are awesome. These drills are great. You put the light on the brightest setting, 60 lumens, it'll stay on for 20 minutes. So it kind of doubles as a light. You don't have to lie to you anymore when you buy a 5-piece kit. Like, sweet, 5 tools. Well, one of them's the light, and nobody uses it. This does both. So turn that on, set it on the ground, shines up where you're working. They've got a 997, which is basically this drill, I guess, with Bluetooth, and they just come out with a 998 because DeWalt and Milwaukee are always playing leapfrog. If I didn't have DeWalt, I would use Milwaukee. I've used DeWalt for a long time, but a lot of my guys have Milwaukee. We had a Makita guy too. They were pretty good. Well, there's probably a lot of people who swear by them. They're just not the same quality as DeWalt or Milwaukee. And the only trouble I ever had with these, even going back to the old NiCad XRP stuff and before, was just burn brushes out. I mean, they don't have any safety guards like the new ones do, but they're very lax. I think that's how, like the 995 I had before this is rated quite a bit less than the big Makita. I think that was 1,062 inch-pounds or something, and these were, DeWalt doesn't rate theirs that way. They call them unit watts out. So you can't really do apples to apples. But anyway, I actually bought one for one of our guys that used it, and we did side by side, and this one would, or the old 995 would turn a bigger bit longer than the new Makita. So, and it was just down to protection. So I think the Makita did at that time have more power, but DeWalt they give less cares about overcurrent protection and stuff, so it just wouldn't shut itself down when maybe it should have. But I don't know, that drill lasted a long time, so they're just banking on it being tough, I guess. But anyway, 996 blew the 995 away. 997 had the same power, and now the 8 is out, and it's keeping up, or maybe a little better than the new Milwaukee stuff, which is rated at 1,200 inch-pounds now. And then, it's only a matter of time. Milwaukee will jump back ahead. I mean, they might not be behind now. It's pretty even, but it's like a Ford Chevy thing, back and forth, back and forth. So. Anyway, let's go get these installed. Okay, well, this is what I'm talking about. The kids sit on that. It's just junk, right? The sun has destroyed all of it. Paper thin. It's not UV resistant. So, got 2 of them here. So I'm just going to replace them. Put the wood ones on. They'll last for a while until I can get some better ones. So. Yeah, you silly. We're going to change this out while you're playing on it. That's like same day service.
Dad, why are you witching that?
Why am I what?
Why are you witching that?
Why am I witching it?
Why are you witching it?
He said wrenching.
Oh, wrenching it. Because that's how you take stuff apart. See? New one.
Yay! I do want a new
You did want a new one. You silly.
Dad, why having that on there?
Why?
Why having that on there?
Why don't you want to have a swing?
Why?
No,
Why you need that on there?
It's a lock nut. It shouldn't come back off. So I'm going to set it like that so it's not poking through. And then that'll be safe.
Why that on my swing?
Well, because it won't fit on my swing. I do have a bit for my impact driver I could have done this with, but sometimes you just want to do stuff the really long, old-fashioned way because it builds character, and who couldn't use some more? Well, there's the finished product. Super strong. A little tall for a little guy. This is dangerous junk. A little bit tall for a little guy.
No, not too tall to a guy.
Yeah, not too tall to a guy? Okay, well, good enough. Let's see what else we can fix. Okay, well, back again today. And as I feared, this tire didn't hold air. So I knew that it was leaking a bit whenever I'd first aired it up. Just pretty rough rubber on a pretty dirty and rough rim, and plus there was a little bit coming out around the stem here. I thought once I had filled it all the way up and did some work on it, that it would seat itself and stop that leak, slow it down or whatever. But I guess it didn't. I mean, it was slow, but it's not gonna work. So I'm gonna air it up and do a couple hours here, I guess. But I'm gonna have to see if I can. I mean, I can pop it off the bead. That's pretty easy. Try to clean it up. It's just getting it back on the bead. I don't have a dump tank to blow it back out. I don't really like doing the like the hairspray or the ether explosion trick, because I want to keep my fingers. So we'll see. I'll do all that after this when I've got a little bit of time maybe, and then if I can't get it, I'll run it in and have the guys at the tire shop clean it up and put some stuff on it and get it to seat better. So let me fire up everything, I guess, and start the generator, start the air compressor, and we'll get some air in it and get going. Okay, well, the compressor has decided that it doesn't want to run. It's not getting fuel. Just look in here real quick. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, there's that. Here's the... Oh, yeah, that can cause issues. Okay. It's hard to get your air-fuel mixture proper when the carburetor is not bolted down. So maybe it's got fuel after all. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's got some. I'm gonna say that was another one of those quick repairs, like the battery terminals the other day. Let's put this back on real quick. I'll just, I'll throw that back on. Couldn't wait. Choke. Okay, that was it. This is, I'll go over here where you can hear me. If you don't have an air compressor, that air compressor is awesome. It's quiet. I don't know why the screen is shaking. Here, let me stop this. Okay. What I was saying before the camera went nuts, if you don't have an air compressor, those things are awesome. They're quiet, they're fast. Like, That thing was at 150 pounds, like nothing. Okay, that's about 28, that's what it wants. Okay, let's fire up and clear some trees. Okay, that's cleared off pretty good. Let's take a couple scratches at this ground, see what the bucket thinks of the top layer anyway, and see if we can see how much we can get done without the hammer first. Okay, well, kind of went like I thought it was gonna go. I got a little bit of stuff up, and yeah, this stuff, I can flake that up all day long. But then when I get down to the next sheet, there's some. You could change directions over and over and just flake it back and forth, back and forth. You get into a thick shelf, like that one's pretty thick. you're just asking for a broken tooth on a bucket, and then I mean, it's just not worth it. So I'll clean the dirt off. I won't go as aggressive as I did on that. I'll clean the dirt off, and then it'll be time to mount up the breaker.